Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. When I saw the therapist's name on his phone, my chest locked so tight I couldn't breathe. Dr. Elise Moran. The name was highlighted in a calendar reminder, set for tomorrow morning. The same name I'd once seen in a different context, flashing on his screen at midnight 2 years ago, when the affair had detonated our marriage. He had sworn it was over. Sworn that he'd blocked her, deleted her, erased every trace. And now, she was his therapist. I stared at the glowing phone in my trembling hand. My mind refused to connect the two images, the woman who destroyed my world and the one who was now supposed to fix it. The irony burned. Sarah. Daniel's voice called from upstairs. You okay? I quickly locked his phone, placed it back on the counter, and forced my voice steady. Yeah. Just checking the time. He appeared at the top of the stairs, his tie loosened, the faint smell of aftershave lingering. The same scent she once described in her messages. God, your cologne still drives me crazy. I smiled weakly. Dinner's almost ready. He smiled back. Thanks, babe. You're amazing. The word babe hit differently now, like a recycled script he'd used before. After the affair, Daniel had broken. I'd watched him cry, beg, promise to rebuild. He'd gone to therapy, joined a support group, deleted every account that might tempt him. I'd tried to believe him. I wanted to believe him. Because I was tired of bleeding. He said the therapy was helping, that Dr. Moran was insightful and calm. I remember thinking how her name sounded gentle, like someone who could patch us up. But now, the realization twisted that image into something grotesque. Elise. His Elise. I didn't confront him right away. I couldn't. The fear of being wrong again, of accusing him unfairly, paralyzed me. What if it was just a coincidence? What if there were 2 Elise Morans in the city? So I searched her name online that night, my heart pounding against the keys. There she was. Same soft smile. Same eyes I'd seen in her old profile picture, the one he once told me was just a friend from work. The next morning, I pretended everything was fine. Don't forget your appointment, I said, sliding him his coffee. He smiled. Grateful. Wouldn't miss it. She says I'm making progress. She? I asked, pretending to be casual. Yeah, Dr. Moran. You'd like her, she's easy to talk to. I froze for half a second, forcing a smile. Maybe someday I'll join you. He laughed. You'd probably intimidate her. My laugh came out too high, too sharp. When he left, I followed. It felt like trespassing into a life I no longer recognized. The air was thick with late autumn chill, the sky heavy with rain. I parked a few buildings away from the office and watched from behind the wheel, my breath fogging the glass. At 10:03, he arrived. His blue shirt, the one I'd ironed, peeked from under his coat. He checked his reflection in the car mirror, smoothed his hair, and smiled. Then she appeared. Elise. Her hair was shorter now, darker. But it was her. She greeted him with a hug that lasted too long for a therapist's welcome. I felt something in me crack, a dry, silent snap inside my chest. I wanted to storm out, to scream, to make a scene. But instead, I just sat there, trembling. Watching them disappear into her office, into the same pattern of secrets and stolen glances that had once ruined everything. That night, I made dinner as if nothing had happened. I set the table, lit candles, poured wine. He talked about therapy in careful, vague phrases. She thinks I'm making real progress with forgiveness, he said, cutting his steak. Forgiveness? I asked. Of yourself? Yeah. She says I've been too hard on myself. I stared at him, incredulous. You think maybe you deserve to be hard on yourself? He looked up, surprised by my tone. Sarah, it's been 2 years. I thought we agreed to move forward. I set my fork down. Moving forward doesn't mean pretending the past never happened. I'm not pretending, he said, his jaw tightening. I'm trying to be better. By seeing her. He froze. The color drained from his face. What? He whispered. I leaned forward. Elise Moran. I know who she is. His mouth opened, closed, then opened again like he couldn't form words. It's not, Sarah, listen, she's not. Not what? The same woman you cheated with. He ran a hand through his hair, panic flickering across his eyes. She's different now. It's professional. She wanted to help us heal. She said it could. She wanted to help. My voice broke. After destroying our marriage. You thought she could fix it. He reached for my hand, but I pulled back. Sarah, I didn't plan this. When I started therapy, I didn't know she was there. She reached out later. Said she'd changed, that she wanted to make amends. I laughed, sharp and bitter. And you believed her. You believed the woman who lied to both of us. His silence was answer enough. The days that followed were quiet. Too quiet. He slept in the guest room. He still went to therapy, but I no longer asked when. Each time he left, I felt something inside me rot further. I started recording his sessions, calling the office and leaving my phone in his car, hoping to catch something, anything. What I found was worse than words. The audio was mostly silent, muffled voices, paper rustling. But at one point, his voice came through clearly, trembling. I can't stop thinking about you. And hers, that's part of the healing, Daniel. Let's sit with it. Her tone was calm, clinical even, but beneath it, I could hear something else. Warmth. Familiarity. The ghost of the affair breathing again between them. The last straw came on a Tuesday. I came home early and found his car in the driveway, though his session wasn't for another hour. The living room was empty, but faint laughter drifted from the back porch. Through the sliding glass door, I saw them, Elise sitting across from him, holding a cup of coffee, her hand brushing his knee as they spoke in hushed tones. That's when I stopped shaking. Something inside me hardened into clarity. I stepped outside, the air thick with rain and disbelief. You didn't even try to hide it this time, I said. They both turned, startled. Elise stood, setting her cup down carefully. Sarah. Don't, I snapped. You've done enough. Daniel's eyes filled with tears. Sarah, it's not what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like, I said, my voice steady. Only this time, you didn't cheat on me. You cheated on the idea of ever changing. He tried to speak, but I walked back inside, grabbed my wedding ring, and set it on the table. Therapy's over, I said quietly. That night, I sat in the dark, the storm outside echoing the one inside me. For the first time, I felt something close to peace, not because I'd stopped loving him, but because I'd finally stopped lying to myself. Healing doesn't come from revisiting the wound. Sometimes, it comes from walking away before it bleeds again.